Hello, SpeedGaming folks. Welcome back to the Metroid Prime Randomizer Mentor Tournament. Today, we got Reed versus Dispize coming up here. Just to get started. I've not seen, personally, how well these racers have been doing. Let me get up their stats real quick.
So hello, I'm Sam. I'm
Yes.
food commentator. We also got Fish and Goo on tracking, and we're gonna start real quick. We just had to swap out some mentors here in a bit, but we'll get started soon. I do know Reed Whaley. I know how much he's been practicing, and his mentor Jay, aka Lockup Intensia, he's a pretty good player. He's a very passionate Prime player, I should say.
Yes. And we just got the stats. They are both currently 2-1. This is their fourth race. Excited to see how this race goes.
Yeah, we do know that neither map will be mentoring for Dispize. I've not personally seen much of their gameplay, but I'm excited to check it out.
I'm sure with neither Bath, it'll be just fine. Is also a really great mentor. Been pretty good. Real great echoes, as well as a corruption player, mind you.
Yeah, he's kind of a ace in the hole, jack of all trades.
And kind of master of all. Yeah.
Yeah, I've also heard he's won the Metroid Prime 4 championship for waiting. So he's very good at Metroid Prime 4 as well.
I think we just gotta wait for Dispice to get in game. I think they're doing
right now
practice mod right now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you enjoy practicing Metroid Prime, learning, I should say, you should check out the Discord, !NPR. You can find the Discord link there.
Very fun place. Yes. Smart from Reed to read up on optimal boosting.
Optimal boosting is actually very hard, apparently.
Yeah. It's funny how that was like intentional. Like the idea of you like holding neutral stick will get you boosting faster. It seems like it was too fast to the point where they didn't intend for it, but it turns out they full on did due to that. Like an entire instruction page on how to do it, how to optimally like do half pipes and all that.
It's considered one of the most difficult things to do in a tool-assisted speedrun, apparently.
Yeah. And then yes, the perfectly modeled face Samus.
Uncanny Samus.
I think that model is perfectly candy. Not cool. Now,
Sure.
Yes, but we just don't talk about the bad ending for Echoes. That model's a little bit different.
We'll be getting started here in just a second. So in the meantime, just want to point out the racer agreements, which is simply just spring ball activated. So once you get bombs, we can move a little bit faster. And interestingly enough, progressive suit damage reduction, which has been a pretty interesting RA, because usually people would RA vanilla suit damage reduction because progressive is almost always on by default. But in this case, vanilla suit damage reduction is default, and they chose to RA it to get to progressive, which has always been interesting to me. I did previously prefer progressive, but nowadays I am more of a fan of vanilla, just because it gives phase on suit more applicability.
I remain ambivalent to it. I feel like a pretty equal amount of pros and cons either way.
To each their own.
Yeah. Goes to show why it's like almost 50-50 every time we vote for a new preset.
And the race time has just started, so we'll be catching up here on the restream side here in a little bit. times. Any predictions for this seed?
I predict that the racers will perform to the best of their abilities.
Fair enough.
How's that?
I predict that OP will have something progression on.
I mean, honestly, probably. OP and PCA have seemed to be having a lot of artifacts as of late. Which is honestly for the better, because that means that distribution is working just as intended. Alright, just about to catch up here. We got a PMT artifact from Cestrion in the race time chat. Trying to manifest.
We'll get these racers synced up here in a second. So we're gonna get started here with just space jump first, classic trick.
Oh, great. There we go. Dispize gets it. Second try. And, oh, you almost had it. And a nothing in alchemy. Interesting. This really is the hardest trick in the game.
It can be. It's a really good test of your scan dash technique. Looks like what Reed needs to do to get a better one here is just a better B press. There we go. Nice.
Oh, you got it. Nice. Hooray. Alright. So yeah, nothing in hand. First thing that we have to do, make our way to Hive Totem. It's the only other check available to us at the moment. You'll get to see.
Oh, sorry. There.
Yeah, we'll get to see like a few other items along.
Something I like to do here is if it's a missile under the ship and I don't have Morphball, I actually like to scan it just to see if it's missile launcher, knowing where I have to go immediately. So it looks like Ice Beam on Grapple Ledge.
Yeah, Ice Beam. Okay.
I just went this on Vault Ledge, but I couldn't see what was in the half-pipe.
I did not catch that either.
Ice Beam there could be foreshadowing that we will be climbing Overgrown Cavern.
Yes,
logic got changed to make that beginners, so Ice Beam now has a little bit more use.
Yep. And then, also, speaking of logic, yesterday I learned that the item in Grapple Ledge actually hard requires grapple. That R jump to get up there is not in logic, it has an intermediate R jump. So, I guess as long as we don't see grapple, we don't technically have that Ice Beam yet. But
and there's the Morphball. That means that is indeed missile launcher and landing site, so we just got to do a bit of a annoying backtrack, but just a little too close to the bridge there.
Clipping like the back of that trigger. Oh man, that sucks. Fun fact, if you do end up doing this, you can always just scan dash off of a Hive Totem scan back to the door. You could just reload the room and then try it again.
That actually come back just deletes Hive Totem. If you do it in the middle of the fight, that is.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully,
yeah, that fight trigger covers basically exclusively the bridge. So as long as you're not too close to the bridge, you should be able to avoid the trigger. But sometimes there's some weird collision there that can mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a good opportunity for Reed to catch up if he does manage to get it, though.
Yeah. or small. Unfortunately, we don't have any missiles, so we can't even do the peak and moon gallery. Unfortunate.
Looks like Reed fully scanned that scan point there and is just going out to fight Hype Totem instead. Dashing off stuff that's fully scanned is pretty tricky, especially if you're not too familiar with scan dashing.
Yeah.
It just comes with practice. The more you do it, the more you'll feel you get a better timing for it.
You know, if you are particularly not good at scan dashing, an alternate method you could opt for is to actually do a bunny hop across the gap. That is, in
That is
fact,
not
what I used to do before I got good at scan dashing. That B hop is like so tight too. It's like
it does require to be a good one, yeah. You can also
yeah.
walk on the very right edge of the bridge, and if you're at the right spot, then you'll actually avoid the trigger. But if you're just even a little bit off, you will probably not be able to make it across.
Oh wow.
It is an option.
They must be practicing it there because they both got that like really fast. Even like faster than like usual, I think. And then that's a beam combo in Free Crash State. So Wave Buster or
Not
Flamethrower?
sure if it's super missiles, which is really the only important one.
If it's Wave Buster, then we don't need it. The Flamethrower does now have an actual newer use thanks to this new tech found by Toaster about
You mean Schwartz Gandhi?
Toaster
Whoa,
found it. I expanded upon it. These things
although
called
shouldn't it be possible with
charge.
every super combo?
They're almost. The only one that does not work is Wavebuster. Wavebuster's camera
Oh,
clip is, for some reason, slightly smaller.
interesting.
Flamethrower and Ice Spreader do work the same though, but it's a trick called Charge Combo Camera Clip, or C4, or people will just probably end up calling it a Super Peak. It's basically you're just using the recoil animation from firing a beam combo to clip your camera out of bounds so you can see around some walls.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. And with flamethrowers like previous uses, I'd say its usability has been jacked up quite a bit. Sure, using flamethrower on EXO was funny, but probably very
Right, moving
practical.
paper out. Crossway. Memory Workstation. Cargo Hall B. Elite Quarters, I called it. Life
And
Grove and Tower of Light.
artifact distribution is working just as intended.
Well, we need an X-ray visor.
Yep. No biggie.
And Fungal Hall B. So, not horrible, but you know, it's OP.
Mhm.
That's only the real bad one.
OP. I don't know. I seem to have very differing opinions on OP. I think the check is just fine. The problem is just you need X-ray bouncer, and that can be a pain to find sometimes.
I also agree that it's fine, but comparatively to everything else, it's arguably the worst check.
EMT would like to deal with you.
That's a fair point. That is fair.
Oh,
Despite using a little standable on the wall here to prevent going all the way around.
so
Thank you, chat, for writing that down. Varia. Ooh.
ooh, that's a kind of a sneaky spot for Varia.
Yeah, now this is tricky because you can choose to go into Magmore here, which Dispize is doing, or you can go back and do the rest of Chozo, which we have a fair amount of. We haven't gotten to using our missiles. Personally, I would go back to Chozo, just because it has more chunk checks, but Magmore technically has storage cavern and logic.
Yeah.
But that's about it. We can technically get other checks, but I don't know about how worth it is. Also, there's a weight buster for the crash site. I just got to clarify that after looking at it a little bit more closely. We try to get a little bit, but unfortunately did not make it.
Yeah, that's not really worth. Wavebuster practically only has one very obscure use that Zeke actually taught me, and that is if you are in workstation, you can actually use Wavebuster to kill the Geemer on the opposite side of the rubble, so you can actually get in, bring in the power bomb easier instead of
I
having to
actually
feed
didn't
through that
consider
little
that.
hole.
That is a pretty clever use.
Yeah.
Arguably, you could also use it in like mine security station with the 3 wave pirates. It'll make it a lot quicker, but besides that, there's no real good use besides maybe Exo. But even then, that wastes so many more missiles, and if you have other super combos, then it's probably worth investing them into like Ice Spreader and supers. If Dispize finds Space Jump here in Storage Cavern, that would be like a huge gamble that really paid off. Or bombs for that matter. Okay, just a missile and Triclops Pit and lower Fiery Shore so far.
Right, now it looks like Reed is going to head towards TTV as well. So I find that Varia. Can be blessed with Fusion Varia, the best suit.
Right. That's
It is. Thank you for agreeing.
Oh?
Oh, is that? Oh, thermal.
Randomizer.
Interesting. That
Well,
is.
progression in quotation marks.
Yeah. That's honestly, I would say that would be worth resetting out of. I don't know if.
It does depend on where we're
Either-
last saved.
Yeah, I don't think either runner saved at NX8. Ooh, okay. Reed is actually going to take this Varia back to Chozo. Okay.
Yeah, this is what
Which-
I would personally recommend.
Yes. It's yellow and pink glory.
No, I don't think we'll see this, but there's a small chance. Is that we can get Warrior Shrine with what we have right now, but as it stands, it's currently not logical. That looks like we're gonna do it today.
Is it? I could have sworn that NSJ Warrior Shrine wasn't mine. Maybe that
Not a
got.
beginner. It is intermediate.
Okay. Shrine. It's got a missile just for now. Come back with bombs or space jump.
You know, I'm feeling like bombs are gonna be vanilla seed.
Hey. Oh, is that another suit in the half gold? I just got a second look at it. Oh.
So yeah, now that the Spies had to do that lengthy backtrack, Reed now has a pretty solid lead for now. The Reed lead.
Lead Whaley.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay. Main TVs.
Okay, that's very early. We might be seeing a Ruined Gallery peek here, or at least an attempt.
Yeah, this is pretty tough. Kind of involved. Let's see if he gets it.
We need to use the camera effect from destroying these blast caps to see it.
Missile.
That looks like a missile, yeah. That was a really good peek also, well done.
Yep. Yeah, pro tip, if you hug that like kind of block thing that you saw Reed do, that'll get you a better angle. So you'll turn to see the expansion sooner, or whatever item it is.
Yeah, that effectively eliminates Schrodinger's check.
Cat was dead the whole time.
Was it though?
I don't know. I haven't read up enough on the thought experiment to.
Okay, interestingly, Reed is not going further into Vault.
I mean, probably wants to follow those main PBs more.
Spies is trying to peek Upper Ruin Shrine. This is pretty tricky because you have to do not only a good slope jump, but you also have to be at the very edge to get the right perspective to see it. And 90% of the time, you're probably going to fall unless you time it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you could just loop around. You're so right, Jeff.
We don't have space jump yet. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. There's a decent chance that it won't be punished, but I don't know. I guess I'm just a little afraid of isolating stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess. Oh, is that X-ray on voltage? Man, these are like.
Might have been. It looked like a missile. I thought it was a missile earlier, but
It's like I don't immediately see the color orange on it. Makes neuron activation over. Oops. Oh, trigger.
I did
It's
do a
fine.
slip from there. Skip the trigger. But now we're either gonna have to do the fight or we're gonna have to do a bunch of tricky animals. It looks like we're opting to kill the local beetle population.
Speaking of beetles,
Using power bombs. Yeah, that works.
No.
Wide radius. Even gonna give this guy a power bomb.
seems that Dispize is going to set up
Tank
for the.
thing. Oh my god!
As well.
Wow, that beetle, strongest thing alive right there.
See if Dispize gets it.
Ooh, do not turn around quickly.
Um,
Hold L while holding
yeah.
R. You can turn to the left and right a little bit more quickly, and I think the spies would have gotten that if they did it.
I think he just got like put off from not like getting a good angle on the blast caps, because you do need to aim down just a little bit. The best way to do that would be to like use R to hold down, like aim down, and then you would switch R to L, so you would maintain that angle, and then you turn, which is probably the simplest way to do it.
Yeah, it's still tricky nonetheless.
Yeah, it is a lot more involved than I initially anticipated, but man, is it so worth it. Killing that one out of the way check is just so powerful.
Certainly. Looks like the spies may have something IRL related to take care of, but we are back in the action. I'm still saying it's gonna be vanilla bombs. Either that, or it's behind half title. Oh. Excuse me, behind burn dome. Not high totem. Wrong boss there.
I've burned down. I've bowed him. What's going on here? Not much. We're just going through Chozo. We know where Ice Beam is. It's on the grapple ledge. Blocked by grapple beam. I have a various suit that has not led us to anything in Magmore. Dispize went through Twin Friars all the way to Storage Cavern. Only was found, met with a thermal visor. Reed has not gone that way yet. And I guess we have an effect on OP. Lol. Anyways.
Oh no, OP. Anyways.
Yep.
Oh, took a little slip there.
Alright, what do we got up here in Waterfall?
Yeah, there are some stambles you can do in case you fall, but they're a little tricky. Just a missile here.
Nothing in Waterfall so far. I don't think we've seen the lower.
So, nothing here yet. So, currently our less logical checks would be Lava Lake and Zoid and behind Zoid.
I think I actually saw X-Ray in Ruined Fountain.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're gonna need Spider for that.
Okay, so that practically hard requires Spider?
Practically try hard requires.
Well, actually, you can get floaty jump in Hive Totem by using infinite speed.
I believe this guy.
So yes, we get a little high five here. Reed with a pretty nice lead from dipping in Chozo instead of going to Magmar. And yes, there is a world in which Stardust has bombs, but that is exclusively to if I want to say that Lava Lake needs to be grapple, or excuse me, rather space jump, I think. We need to unlock something that gets us Spider. We'll see. I'm still sticking to my gut with the vanilla bombs.
I honestly like the idea of something in Lava Lake more. Because we have not used that area yet, besides Stone.
That's true, this early Varia is still questionable, but I don't know, I always stick to Chozo. You'd think that Chozo wouldn't have that much progression, but there's always more, it feels like. It is noteworthy, Soaring Wyvern, is that this preset itself does not have reverse lower mines on. We do have reverse upper mines on. So that means that the PCA gate will still be lowered. Oh, there it is.
Wow. Okay. Well,
basically what I said.
Sure. I'll let you have this.
I'll take that rub-a-dub-dub.
Alright, well hopefully Dispize routes that.
Yeah, by this point there aren't really many checks left for Dispize either. Even more so since they haven't checked, well they already checked Storage Cavern.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder if Zoid himself is also going to use Russian.
I doubt it. I think those PBs were meant to leave right here and then probably get us to Fen.
Missile.
Reminder, we still haven't seen any sighting of Space Jump yet, I don't believe.
No, not yet. This is a little late for a space jump. It could still be in a lot of different locations, but we have to see. Also looks like Reed may have forgotten that they are a spring ball. Which honestly is very relatable, because I do that all the time when people are a spring ball against me.
Yeah, that's the main reason why Sam hates Spring Ball.
K-Rob, I believe that there was Ice Beam and Grapple Ledge.
Yeah. Yes, voice crack. Yep. Pretty confident in saying that.
Dispize also getting bombs there. And yes, Jeff, 90% of the people who choose to RA Spring Ball forget that they've done it. Alright, so we're going to be checking out what I can assume is only lower furnace. We could also see what upper furnace is, but it's a little bit... We have to go out of the way a little bit. Looks like it's just going to be lower furnace. I do see people pretty split on whether or not they check that. I'm personally of the party that does. What about you, Schwartz? What do you think?
Upper furnace?
Yeah, just check and get, even if you can't get it.
I have learned from my mentor, Baha. It's not really nice to go out of your way or an out of logic check. If we had like say boost and spider maybe, or bombs and spider, like we have like currently like 0 or 4 right now for what we would need for that, so it's like really not.
I mean, we have
like
bombs.
Be anything. Yeah, I guess. Nah. Maybe in this situation I would have, but I don't like to if it's not logic.
That's fair enough.
Or if
also, I don't think we checked what was an upper gathering hall here, but
it was missing. I think Dispize looked at it. Fun fact: you do not have to actually visually see that. You can just grab the scan of the grate, and it'll tell you the item.
You can also, if you step back enough, you can get an angle where you can just barely see it.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have options. And most of the options are going to be in Magmor. We currently only have... I mean, Vault is still a thing. And we have... what was it?
I think Dispize routed through Vault, because I remember seeing him at Vault Ledge. I don't remember seeing what was in Vault, though.
I don't quite remember that. I believe they instead went back. I don't know. I could be just foregoing. So Reed is going to opt to just go straight to Magmor back here. So Lava Lake is going to be a little bit annoying to get because it's a little far. Just go slightly out of the way for it. And Vault is also going to get isolated on Reed's side at least. Spice is trying to see what's in Upper Ruin Shrine. You have to look at the right angle here and just hold the forward stick, and we'll just start sort of like float up the spider track. It's weird, and it's the only time they really see something like this.
One of the rare occasions that you actually want to not hold L.
Indeed. Alright, so
that looks like something in. It looks like something in upper furnace.
I'm not sure how they saw it, because I'm not sure you can even see it. Maybe they thought it was a missile. I'm not sure. Maybe some particle effects.
If you bomb jump up to the ice store and there's like some rubble right next to it, you can just barely get in range of scanning it.
Yeah, you can do that. You can also see it from there, but if you want to see confirmation.
Yeah, it's honestly it's really hard to see if it's like a beam. Sometimes like the angle of it covers up the particle in the center, so you don't know what beam it is if it is one.
So So now Reed is retracing on some of the Dispize's steps here with a different loadout.
Yeah, this is a slightly stronger play with bombs. Will get us Warrior Shrine, probably. They'll at least get us
Or
to
if Reed
drop.
knows how to get Warrior Shrine in SJ, or is at the very least confident in it.
Surely Jay has taught him, or is going to teach him the sea.
We'll see. But we can also get Lava Lake if we want, and obviously TTA and One Defend. I would probably do just like Tricops Pit, Peak, Storage Cavern, Lava Lake, tread back to TTA and the like, and then go defend. Looks like Dispize is actually going to go fight Flagra. This is interesting.
This actually is not a bad idea, because Flagra can also be used as convenient routing to get to Lava Lake, which I think is kind of the plan. And with Miguel's cutscene skips, this is infinitely easier and faster, so it's actually viable to do.
Nice first try gate skip there, by the way. Well done there.
We got
However, this will make the ghost check a little bit more, I guess, just less accessible.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Ghosts rarely has progression where you can kind of bank on it not having anything sometimes.
It's fair. We'll see how Dispize does in this fight. This Flagra fight is pretty tricky to do quickly, especially if we don't have space jump. We might just see some just some classic vanilla strats here.
Because instead of jumping directly to it, you gotta scan dash off the tentacles.
Yeah, like this. Not only does it have to be a good scan dash, but you have to get in the right spot and do it quickly enough for the tentacle not to knock you off. Not having much success there. It's going to be even trickier once the scan points are locked on. Unfortunately, did not get it there. Not a good enough dash.
Yeah, we can always just opt to.
Some basic strats. Yep, that'll do. We will get to see Lava Lake here on Reed's end. Just a missile. We are not interested.
Okay.
So Flagra could technically have space jump. That would be pretty huge.
Yes, it could. Yeah, that. I don't think I've ever actually seen that before, though.
Yes, the generation really does not like it. So it's pretty unlikely, but it's possible technically. Okay,
Oh,
that
Dispize
was
got one.
actually a
Nice.
really good dash. Well done there. That was very good. That's some really good technique there.
Some good content.
It did not have a great dash, and unfortunately morphed a little too early. If you do that, by the way, and you have power bombs, you can actually lay it there, and the large radius of it might actually reach the bomb slot for you.
Oh, flubber. No!
Oh, I'm just flogging. That's okay. We're just going to have to go around the edge here, say hi to Flagra as we roll by.
Oh, wow. I never noticed that Flagra's head followed
yeah,
you.
that was actually kind of creepy. That was a little disturbing. Oh, just
Huh. A missile, but one less boss story.
yeah, he will. Doesn't look like Reed is going for Warrior Shrine SJ, just going straight into TTA.
Ooh.
Nearly fell there. Not going to be going for early wilds, it seems.
Sure, that was a power bomb.
Not sure what that power bomb there was, but Reed just remembered that we had Spring Ball. probably laid that power bomb out of frustration. So, no progression just yet. We may see Space Jump in Vendrana Canyon. That's currently our only logical check remaining in Fen, or it might even be in Vault. I'm not sure, but it looks like Dispize has already seen Vault and the like and is not going back for it. Because we did not opt to go back that way.
Let's go ahead and instead go get
I do feel like it would be faster to go through Chozo through Vault. Like, I'm curious what Dispize is actually doing here. Maybe he didn't quite see what Room Gallery was going to get it now.
Yeah, I did not get the peak, so I was just going to bite the bullet and check it. Listen, you can do that.
Yeah, is just going to turn around. E-Tank and Shoreline's ice there. He's going to try and grab the scan point. It looks already scanned, yeah. If you fully scan a missile expansion, or any item, really, and you go to check a scan point to see if something has it, and you know what you fully scanned, you can just see what, or you can just assume what it is based on whether or not it's fully scanned. I'm ready, Jeff. I'm ready for that ice beam to come into logic and unlock our wave beam. A lot of stuff here we can't actually get, but this is going to be good knowledge. Just a PV expansion in the ice there. Now we can also peek what's here, but we have to do some interesting trickery to get it. Let's see if Reed will attempt. Not just going to keep on moving.
Yep. Makes sense. How do you even check that? Are you trying... Is that the thing where you time, like, the sheet off stomps? So you get like an air jump?
That is a way of getting it. You would need to have gotten Thermal Visor, aka like the research core. But you would actually sort of wiggle into some collision in the wall on the opposite side of the Spire track, and you would get high enough to where you would be about next to the tunnel, and you would be in Morph Ball, you do a bomb jump, and you would hit the camera trigger to see what's inside, as if you were like climbing it.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a little neat thing if you guys are interested in learning it. You get an NSJ. Right, so this has to be... this could technically be Grapple, and Magma Pool could have Space Jump, which would be funny.
Ooh, that looks like something. I think that's a beam.
Is that actually Grapple? Would a beam do us anything right now, though? I don't think it can. I think that... Is that actually Grapple?
No.
Nope, I'm sure.
Oh, it's
SJ. It is
SJ.
Space Jump.
Okay.
Alright, now we got some stuff we can...
That's a late SJ.
Actually... Oh, it's just... Oh, it's literally just Warrior Shrine and lower Fiery Shores that this unlocks.
But I feel like...
Wave.
When would you go back to try and get that ice beam? The Space Jump?
That's tricky to say. It's not logical right now, we know this. But I would probably just get on the way to clean up. You know, we can still, like, peek Vanilla Wave, get Warrior Shrine and lower Fiery Shores. And I think that has to have something. So let's just say that, for like the sake of this, it's going to be what? I don't know, Grapple Beam? Then like ice will be put into logic. There's not much it could be. It could be Wave Beam or like Plasma, and that's about it. Because we're at the point where we need a beam to progress. So it's probably either going to be Grapple or Wave that's coming up next.
Right. A little sussy trip from Reed there.
Yeah, it took a little bit of damage. Dispize, meanwhile, just making their way into Findrana as well. Careful with that bomb there. You can use charge or missiles to destroy that, but if you use charge, then those bombos will come after you. That ice parasite giving Reed a little trouble there. Nice bombs over there from Dispize to skip a good chunk of that climb there. Well done.
No plasma. No beam combo we can use either. Not be able to see.
Temple is going to remain stuck. There is a small chance we could see a lockpick, or maybe this is vanilla wave. Don't know yet. Spring Ball really makes this room so much easier.
Yes, this is the best objectively good use of Spring Ball. I hate this room so much.
Spice is trying to... Okay, it doesn't look like it was anything... I didn't quite see what it was, but Dispize was trying to just get into the tunnel by doing a sort of like triple Spring Ball jump there.
I think I saw something in Unibot.
That should be possible. It's just obviously a little tricky. And now is just probably going to be a fiery shores that we're interested in.
God damn. Excuse me. That seems like... That looked like it was X-ray. What is going on? I feel like I've seen X-ray 3 different times. Don't know which one's the real one.
Maybe they have 2 X-ray shuffled.
If they did, it would say in the RS, but it doesn't, so they don't.
Alright, so for Reed, he did not go back to see what was Fiery Shores. Or Warrior Shrine, for interestingly enough.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe be like, ooh, shiny, and once you get that ice beam, which is fair enough. But, you know, we are going to either be missing out on a grapple beam or maybe something else important. I like a grapple beam or wave beam would be in Fiery Shores. I don't think Space Jump unlocks us anything in Chozo, although it does unlock Upper Ruin Shrine. That is something to note. That might be important.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the grapple beam we're looking for. Spy's also going to be checking those ice rooms west. I did not see Reed peek this. Is a vanilla power bomb expansion.
Yes.
And here we go. Unfortunately, bonked their head a little bit. Oh, there's our progression. There's the wave beam.
Hey, right in front of tower.
Yep, nice occasion for that.
Setting up an angle. Whoops. Oh no.
Oopsies. Taking his rage out in local Beetle population. Now, getting Tower of Light here without the use of Spider Ball is a beginner trick. We can do a L jump to a standable or do a scan dash. And yes, that is a standable. You can stand everything in this game. That was not the one I expected, but you know what? It works. Alright, so we know Tower of Light is an artifact, but we are not sure about what's going to be here in Tower Chamber. We do a pretty simple slope jump into the wall. There's the grapple beam. Okay, now our seed is pretty open with 2 beams. So yeah, I guess maybe Fiery Shores just turns out to be dead. So we can do this room vanilla if we want to, but we could also climb it using a series of dashes or R jumps.
This room is pretty daunting for beginners, so it's totally understandable to just take the missiles.
Yeah, certainly. Now the real cool thing is if you manage to land every single missile here. Yes, this can be done with a series of good R jumps instead of dashes.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
also going to peek the tree here.
Let's do this.
It's a
The,
little too
like,
subtle right there.
the best lineup is to like get that right ridge of the knot of the tree,
Yeah, like the right
face
bottom corner.
touching the tip of your arm cannon.
Or a little
That's
too
kind of
far
what
to
I
the
want.
right. Looking a little too far left now.
If you want a proper setup for this, check out the YouTube channel Jeff Games and Games.
Yes, he has a video called Check the Tree 101. It's very useful. There's our artifact of warrior. We are out of here. Looks like Dispize is just going to grab this ice beam. That was a pretty nice dash there off the wasp. That was pretty clever.
Yeah.
Was about to turn around, but is instead going back. Okay, we are going to Ruin Shrine. We got a little high five here from the runners. Reed here is going to be, maybe not trying to check the tree. Instead going to be trying to get this ice beam. Oh, almost had it with grapple there.
Yeah, I usually find that you have to like give this 2 attempts for some reason. I always find the first grapple to drop for some reason.
It's easy to bonk, yeah. I do want to point out that Despise's movement has been better than the average recently. It's pretty impressive. I do enjoy seeing some enhanced movement in this game.
I wonder why. It's not like there are 2 speedrunners in the commentary booth right now.
Indeed. So Dispize, for this one here, you can actually do a slope jump. You can skip a little bit of it. I'm gonna see the dashes. Looks like that's a yes. Oh, almost got it. That did say falling all the way. Meanwhile, Reed gonna check Mega Pool. Nice dash there on Despize's side. Just missed Mega Pool, and another good dash from Dispize. Despite having that pretty unfortunate routing mishap at the start with Lava Lake, or I should say Storage Cavern, they caught up quite a bit in terms of movement.
Yeah, they're both
The
pretty,
routing, besides that, has been pretty similar to Reed's.
evenly matched in terms of progression. It's the wrong wall. You want to slope right in front of you.
Yeah, this one can work a little bit, but your slope jump will not be as strong. Also, that was 2-0s in both Training Chamber and Training Chamber Access.
I guess another note, in terms of nothings, I believe there's 7 of them in the pool right now. Because we start with charge and the 6 of our artifacts. So
however many items you start with will be taken out of the item pool, so it'll create nothings.
Yep. So if you're counting your nothings, you'll be able to more likely tell if an item is going to be progression or not. Usually that doesn't come into play on settings like these. It's more prevalent in like settings like major minor speed. Well, that's a lot more prevalent. Okay, so now it seems that Reed's going to take this wave and ice up to Archozo. I like this play. This is like the closest thing that ice just unlocks. Maybe get another peek at what Upper Furnace was. These normal settings, yes, these are like standard beginner tournament settings. Is that the spider ball in Trading Chamber? No, that was an elf thing. Okay. So normal settings, yes. The only difference is that we have two RAs. One is enable spring ball, and the other is progressive suit damage reduction. Other than that, everything is standard beginner tournament logic. Although we talked about it a little bit earlier, but with the new version of Randomizer, we have climbing frigate crash site is now in logic with just space jump. So it doesn't seem like that went to anything here today.
Right, we get this crossway artifact. We're gonna do some animals here. There's a little interesting fact about sliding in this is that Samus is just barely small enough to fit through. And because that's the case, we have to have pretty low vertical speed if we want to slide through there. Surprisingly nuanced, but it's cooler than it looks. Or at least sounds.
I do know that this is like one of Toaster's favorite topics to talk about. Last time someone brought this up, he said that he particularly loves talking about this.
Yes, I did have to ask it because I was struggling to get consistent with this until I figured out how it worked.
Yo, secret tunnel hater. Let's go.
Wow. Before Secret Tunnel.
That's a fun fact. That secret tunnel is actually slower than just going through the room normally because you hit the low trigger slower if you take a secret tunnel.
Yeah, by a very minor amount, though, worth noting.
Yep. Minor, but it's still...
Dispize is also opting to check Root Cave here, who may also, looks like they're doing the Arbor Chamber out of bounds. We did not do this earlier, so we could find something good, but at the moment we're not exactly missing any beams. The best thing we can find in Arbor Chamber would be a Morphball upgrade or a suit. Or X-Ray, because it seems that X-Ray was not in fact on the Vault Ledge.
Okay, it's either in Chapel or Rune Fountain.
Doing a setup here when we look at a particular angle, and we're just going to hold back and jump. Eventually, this wall crawl can become second nature. Personally, when I do it, I basically Hail Mary it, and it works most of the time. You just will get a feeling of where it is better. Nice, well done. Just an energy tank, though.
Not bad.
Speaking of which, another vanilla E-tank and Hall of the Elders for Reed.
Right, Dispize is heading back to Mag. There they go.
Yeah, this is interesting. We are not going to delay that Crossway artifact for now. Maybe perchance we're going to go to Outer Chamber. But was considering going to Far Magmore, but is instead going to go front. Ooh, that's a good point.
Ooh, yeah.
Spider Ball and Antechamber. So that could be very useful later on if Rune Fountain didn't in fact have like X-ray or something.
That makes me want to actually go where Dispize was initially going to go.
Well, Thardis is already logical without Spider because I believe escaping with grapple and space jump is either trickless or beginner. There's also
That
this
I don't
back
think should be
inside there.
trickless. Probably.
Probably not trickless, but I do believe it's logical.
Yeah.
So we will be able to do quite a bit here in Finrana. Reed instead prioritizing Town Shozo. I'm surprised that he did not opt to go Sua's Great Tree Chamber. It isn't logical, at least I don't think it is, because I don't know if we had X-ray in the other plot. Oh, is instead doing Overgrown Cavern first.
It is trickless? Wow. I would have not expected that. I feel like that should at least be beginner movement or something.
Okay, so Warrior Shrine and Fiery Shores was just a whole lot of nothing. So yeah, that was basically G-bait. So Spies can opt to go further into Findrana, but it looks like they're instead going to go back, maybe now going to do R Magmore.
I wonder if I can get a PR for that to be this game. I feel like that really shouldn't be trickless, but
Okay, so now Whaley is going this way. Maybe we'll see a boostless life growth tunnel. It's not fun, but so Dispize is going to go to Farmag. We're going to be doing a scan dash off that spider track. Nicely done. Everything passes as much more easily, especially with the grapple wave in tow. I am unsure who's ahead here. I would give Reed the edge simply because of that spider ball, but at the moment, it's not actually going to do as much.
it really just depends.
It would make routing in the future a lot easier, but
I think it just really depends on where X-ray is.
Also, Reed just went back to Great Tree Chamber. Personally, I would do Great Tree Chamber first and then go into Overgrown Cavern and Talon afterwards. He might have been going there to see just in case if Overgrown Cavern was a boost ball so we could get Life Growth Tunnel, which is fair, but that likelihood is still pretty low. And I guess I probably would have also done it boostless, but you know, it's a me thing.
Yeah. You can do an HPBJ.
Gonna be grabbing the workstation artifacts while we're here on the Spies' side. Both logical and convenient to do now. Nice, Jeff. It's a good one. I'm allergic to peanuts, so I can't go with PB&J.
Wait, seriously? I did not know that.
I have a very bad allergy to peanuts.
Oh, wow.
They're not fun.
Huh.
You know what? If people like them, that's okay.
Rare Sam.
Okay, Dispize now heading into what I... yes, it is from Toronto. We have Baby now. Reed also going to be checking Blue Cave here.
So far, we do not know where Plasma that's kind of our last thing. We also need X-ray. We have an artifact on OP.
Beams were kinda early. They were both in shows though, and
Yeah.
one was in Ruin Shrine, and the other one was in Grapple Edge.
Yeah.
So I guess this means Dispize is going to be fighting Thardus, and in all honesty, we have a pretty solid loadout. We don't have plasma, but we have a whopping 66 missiles and 4 power bombs.
True, but
So we can immediately lay one right here to get rid of 2 limbs. Now we can use bombs here to destroy the next one. This one we can't really destroy with power bombs unless we're precise, so we're instead just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Here's an interesting fun fact about Thardus that's pretty weird. If you have Thermal Visor equipped, your shots will, some of your shots that is, will go through Thardus for whatever reason. So even if you've already gotten rid of the limb and you can't lock on the thermal anymore, if you equip thermal just before you fire, you may have a good shot of being able to hit it more than you would without thermal. So again, using a power bomb will easily destroy the first limb here. I'm gonna go with bombs to get rid of the next one. Reed, meanwhile, going to be going back to fend through the front. Probably also want to do that just for the sake of getting Warrior Shrine and Fiery Shores. We'll also be getting this E-Tank on the way. Well, not before we take a quick skinny dip into the lava. Thankfully that E-Tank will be able to refill all our HP. We could very well have Super Zone Thardus. That could be important, or it could not be important. I'm not sure yet.
Supers don't lock any of our artifacts right now, but it would be very useful.
This quick climb here is interesting from Reed. Personally, I would go to the other pillar and do the other jump. But we can also get Warrior Shrine by using some Sanimals here. These are actually the same Sanimals you could use if you wanted to get Warrior Shrine without Space Jump. And you would also do the NSJ dash from this monitor. Fortunately, Thardus was some missiles, so Farfen was a bit of a bust here. So the question is, we could do a slope jump to leave, but it's not logical, nor is it very easy. We could also use some Sanimals, but it does not look like the spot is interested, so we could instead head into Farfendrana, do that, enter labs, and then do the rest of Front Fen, but I don't think there's much we can do besides Ruin Courtyard. And yes, I do think Thardus has the bomb weakness in every version. I think that was like an intentional boss design choice.
Want to ask for regional differences? Ask no further than Mr. Miguel. He knows like everything when it comes to region differences.
So, similarly to Dispize, Reed instead opted to, after Warrior Shrine, go to Fen through the back. Now, I can only assume we're doing this because we know Magma Workstation is an artifact. And routing that in would be okay. The thing is that there is a extremely high chance that we would just get it on the way to Phazon Mines. Because let's say Plasma Beam is here in Farfendrana, you would just go to Mines. And Plasma Beam Fendrana here is pretty likely, all things considered. So it's a good chance you'll get Magma Workstation anyways. So personally, I wouldn't do this. I think this would be a little bit slower, especially since Far Magma just has a whole lot of big rooms I have to traverse. With some speed strats, not too bad, but without them, it can be a little bit of a slog to get through here. I am curious if Dispize can do, well, any or some of Mines without Spider, because probably does not know Spireless Shafts, which is going to be pretty difficult and a bit of a roadblocker. We don't have any upper Mines artifacts at the very least, but You may also get stopped at Metroid quarantine area.
Eh, seems fine. Just a kind of a rough space jump location.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
There's
Yep.
our plasma. Very convenient location too, so we can get storage cavern or storage cave rather right here.
Oh, that's right. We have an artifact in Life Grove, so we need Boost Ball too. I didn't think about
Yes,
that.
that is also an important one. I know, Jeff, and you wouldn't expect me to mess them up. The guy who knows room names, apparently.
Oh yeah, what's this room name that Dispize is in right now?
This is Lower Edge Tunnel.
Alright, congrats.
I do
I'll get you
challenge
next.
you to ask me which obscure room, and I'll figure out the name for it.
Alright. Well, how about not this tunnel that Dispize is in, but the other one, the gravity chamber?
That is... What's that room called? I think it's like Hunter Access, actually. I could be trolling. That one nobody goes through, so...
SMH. It's
Actually,
Lake Tunnel.
I think it is
that
Lake.
room name?
Yeah,
it's Lake Tunnel.
Yeah, Schwartz, you should be the Davis Lieutenant now.
Yep.
You know more about this game than I do.
Yep, and that is why I have a 55.
Yeah, and the Spice just cleared out Gravity Chamber. Nothing important, so we are on our way out of here. Reed Whaley just making his way here to Drana, and I am curious if we will fight Thardus. I know that Thardus was perfectly logical, and it makes some amount of sense for the Spies to do it, but the likelihood of Thardus having progression, just like generally, as long as like there aren't many checks left, is always pretty low. Okay, we will also be fighting Thardus on Reed's side. Not having Boost Ball for the room with 3 gel zaps, nor gravity makes it really annoying to get through.
Honestly, even with Boost Ball, no grav, it's still really annoying.
Yeah, those gel zaps can get all of you. You need to build up a lot of momentum and have pretty optimal boosting if you don't want to get grabbed by them. So we will be doing reverse labs on the Spies' side. We are short on boost, phase on, and X-ray.
There's X-ray. There we go.
Never mind. Okay.
That is 100% X-ray. Okay.
That is hilarious because that is vanilla thermal, a vanilla thermal location with X-ray in it.
That might be really scary for Reed if he doesn't at least peek this, if he does the far fender.
So yeah, we may be dealing with Dark Labs here.
Sorry, what do our artifacts look like?
Right, so we have Life Grove, Omega Pirate, and Fungal Hulk Key for Reed at least, and Dispize is missing Crossway.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we're not in full clear mode yet because we still need Boost Ball for Life Grove.
Dispize, in the best case scenario, knows how to do MQA without Spider, and we get phased on suit either here in labs or in lower mines. And we find Boost. Boost, I'm gonna make a call here, and I'm gonna say Boost is in labs. Probably like Observatory or the Lab Aether container.
It can it be? With ice
very
beam.
well can be. First labs.
Personally, I would just take this X-ray and just start lower mines. Start artifact cleanup.
Do know how to do MQA without spider, then yeah, that makes sense. It's a little bit annoying if you don't have boost, but there aren't too many rooms where it's a big deal for moving quickly. You're not going to be in the lab Aether container.
No, observatory is in logic because we have ice beam, so we can just come in from the back.
Yeah, but
Although,
doing the puzzle,
is that slope jump?
you know,
Is that?
that is a good point because I believe that slope jump is intermediate.
Okay.
Also, Dispize has broken the glass container with the Metroid using Plasma Beam, which is a very obscure property of that container. And now the door has locked. And I'm not sure if it'll unlock here after we kill the Metroid even. I think we're going to have to reload the room. That is usually vanilla behavior, and it's really only something you will see in vanilla, but this can also happen in rando. It's just very rare because you normally avoid breaking the glass there. Spies needs to back up a little bit to unload the room. There we go. It was definitely reloaded. Whaley just wrapped up the TARDIS. Looks like a little bit of a difficult fight, but we made it through. We'll be behind the Spies here. So the Spies is arguably ahead if NQA without Spider is on the cards. There's a good chance that the Spies knows it, but it is still tricky to do. With some of the scan dashing we've seen, then I feel like the Spies definitely has the ability to do it. Also, we get these guys here because of the research core power outage.
Yeah, rare
vanilla control tower. We don't see this very often, do we?
rare use of that. I forgot that it actually like melted like that. And it doesn't like break.
Just Tanito.
I wonder if that's
also encountering that X-ray, so it's a pretty good find. Also opted to do labs before Farfandrana, and there is a scenario where Reed just goes into labs and just summon that plasma, which would be tragic. And if so far labs seems uneventful, it would the only way. So let's say that Reed just gets X-ray and leaves, and like Hydra isn't boost. That could be like a really, really strong routing decision from Reed there. There is also a world where we do Farfen before labs on, or I guess the rest of labs on Reed's side, but I'm not sure. Also, hitting these drones with charged plasma for some reason is way harder than it has any right to. You can also get a quick peek at what's in here. Just a missile.
So, but I don't think we haven't seen Rune Courtyard either. So.
That's true, we have not. More shows of Ice Temple as well. So we're going to be able to do that on this trip back. So we get this room, which is very fun in Dark Labs if you only enter in from the back, because we get to have 2 layers stacked on top of each other with this pirate fight and all these shadow pirates as well. So, as you can
look
see,
at that.
like,
it's a
pirate party going on over
pirate
here.
party. I was just about to say the same thing.
And I stole your line.
So, a little shindig, a little throwdown, if you will. A little hootenanny, maybe.
Yeah, you do only have to just kill the regular pirates here. We also get these guys, which came from fighting Cathartis. Another one of the weirdness of the layers in this game. just a vanilla E-Tank. Wow, we were getting a whole lot of energy. Also, I'm looking
What is
at it.
going on with that pirate there that was on
I
Reach screen? What
have...
the heck?
Oh, what the...
What?
It's stuck! It's stuck in the container!
Oh my
It's stuck
gosh.
in the wall! What the hell?
The heck? Wow.
I've never seen that. Look at this dude.
Oh yeah, man, put that guy out of his misery. Dude,
Oh my goodness.
stuck in purgatory there.
I've never seen that before. The pirate's behavior can be really erratic.
Yeah. If a pirate is like on like not a real standable or like a really small standable that does that, you can get the pirate in like prologue frigate to do that. Like on top of your morph ball sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can make it breakdance.
Yeah, I would assume that that's something similar.
But in the meanwhile, the race here. So, Reed has unfortunately chosen to go further into labs, putting them farther away from Plasma Beam, which is pretty huge. Dispize is going through the front. Room Courier was just an E-Tank, but we are going to see what's here in Chisel Ice Temple. Also has not peaked Chapel of the Elders, but in this case it's going to be more to their benefit. Another E-Tank there. We have a whopping, what is that? I want to say that's like 9 E-Tanks. Got quite a few. That's a good point there, Jeff. We do not have supers, so getting back to mines through Quarantine Cave is going to be difficult. Okay, that was just a missile in Chapel.
So that
I gotta go
was
look at it there.
I guess I just didn't see the orange particles reach stream for some reason.
So X-ray is still kind of in the air.
Okay.
Reed is trying to do control tower here without the use of Plasma Beam. It's not habit, so it's going to have to do it this way. It can be a little tricky, but this has been put in beginner, so it is actually logical to get this Plasma. There we go, nicely done.
Yeah. You could be like Ivy and do a very weird standable to get an angle that I did not know existed until he just randomly did it. One of his races.
Also, another E-Tank we've secured in Findrana Shorelines. We are doing very good on health.
Healthy seed.
So, now what do we do? Dispize has opted to save warp out of the front of Findrana. I personally, it is a hard call, especially because we can't do Life Row right now without boost. So going there means we are going to have to spend more time routing and less time with getting items.
Yeah. I like where Dispize is.
Elder Chamber, because Dispize has not done Hall of the Elders or that far side of Chosen yet, whereas we did. And Dispize is going there with Plasma Beam, so we're going to be able to do everything else. Oh, I flamethrower. We're going to be able to do everything there. We're going to be able to take care of Elder Chamber as well.
Plasma Beam in hand, this will be an effective C4 material.
There's also a world where we could do Frigate, but that's more slow, we'll say.
No, the standable method! Please, do the slope jump.
I've not seen those kind of standables, but that is an option.
Yeah, they got it fast, so whatever.
There are a lot of different ways to climb up that roof.
Yeah, but there is objectively one way then. And
So
that is the
Dispize
slope
will
jump.
be running the spider.
Okay.
So yeah, this worked out surprisingly well, but technically speaking, it would have probably been better to be able to do mines first. It's hard to say. Also, it looks like Reed is going backwards through labs to reach the other side.
Maybe he wants to at least check the safe station. The slope jump for Frigate Crash Site is a little weird. The key is to just not hold out when you do it. You like start hell, but then you let go of it, like on your space jump. You'll gain more height without holding down on the slope.
Dispize is also going to secure the spider ball here. They could feel behind here because they chose to skip this, but at the moment it's gone pretty well. Can boost the outer chamber? The answer is a total 100% yes.
Yep.
If it is outer chamber, then that could be really nice for Dispize because we saved ourselves a little bit of time here on routing.
Boost could also
Still
be
trying
ghosts,
to
but it's
catch.
not. Because I respect the integrity of the seed to not do something like that.
Yeah. The stash here that Reed is doing is the upper echelon of scan dashes. This is an advanced one. Just have to get a pretty darn good pre-press and let go of that at the right time. Oh, Reed actually opting to reset. Where did he last save?
Probably just workstation. We'll just have to grab X-ray, and then probably can even start the far fender.
That's fair, yeah. That does look like where he last saved.
Yeah, so actually not a bad save reset.
Well,
honestly.
it's a recovery, yes, but it would be much more preferable to do Farfen first. The only thing is that if you go out of there not having plasma, then you're kind of forced to isolate storage cavern. So that could be a result of why he chose not to do it yet. Okay, the outer chamber is not important. Secret tunnel.
Low tunnel. Ooh.
Well,
Ooh, I like that dash. Oh, I've not seen that
does make
before.
it a little bit faster, yeah.
I'm stealing that. I'm stealing it right now. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Now we just have to safely slide through here. There we go, nicely done. Okay, Reed is going back into labs.
It's gonna at least he needs this X-ray, so
Yeah, I personally would just do it after Farfen. It will technically save you a little bit more time because you get it on the way up instead of on the way down, which is a little bit faster, but bounty who cares?
it's also just easier to go through this room with plasma instead of ice.
That as well, but obviously Reed doesn't know that we can get plasma there.
And honestly, better for him. Doing this room fast sucks. It's like one of the worst rooms ever.
May I introduce you to this room called Fungal Hole A?
I'm well acquainted with Fungal Hall. Okay, fine. Fungal Hall A, then Research Core. Second worst.
But like, the Metroid quarantines, my friend.
Metroid Quarantine, I am fine with. I'm fine with MQA. And MQB, you just need to have a good dash across the pit.
Fair enough. Okay,
that
now
can go.
That
can go right under Research Core.
We'll also be getting upward dynamo here, which is definitely something Reed has not checked, if I remember correctly. This could very well be the progression we're looking for.
What? Did I see Reed just like force that beetle underground? What was that?
They can re-tunnel while they're surprisingly close to you. Nope, there's nothing in upper dynamo. So, fun fact about going up that upper dynamo spider track, if you're worried about the firefly hitting you, you can actually lay a bomb And fireflies really don't like bombs, so they end up flying pretty far away from it in order to avoid getting hit by it. So if you're coming up that, just lay a bomb there and it'll get out of your way.
And also, fun facts, like ice beetles, fireflies also have a unique death animation if you shoot from a plasma or a splash damage from a super missile. They like just fall to the ground and then
Yeah,
explode.
they just like keel over and die.
It's really morbid, but it's also just kind of really funny.
It is. Wasps can also do that, more or less, but the circumstances surrounding them are still very mysterious for some reason.
I've
So
not seen
Reed
it. Haven't
is
heard of wasp before.
opting to go too far from the bottom, maybe just accidentally fell. This way is objectively slower, more or less. Oh no, he didn't. He's already ahead. I am trolling. But it didn't look like he climbed up Fendrana's edge. He doesn't have plasma. That is a little disconcerting. Okay, Dispize now going back in a Chozo. Or in the far Chozo, I should say. Maybe we'll be seeing a bar skip into Mayans?
We could also just be seeing a save word.
We would probably want to have save warped in Gathering Hall. If they save here, we may be seeing a life rope tunnel others.
Useless
That
life
would,
growth. That is.
would give the spies the edge if they manage to pull it off. Looks like Rhea is getting bullied by the local Fendrana population. Fell quite a ways down gravity chamber, so we're gonna have to do some underwater slope jumps to get our way back up. Almost had one. This one is definitely the one that has to be the strongest. There we go.
Interesting. I usually struggle with the second one off that block. Third one,
Yeah,
I find
they're
pretty
all
smooth.
somewhat tricky. Spy's also going to be encountering the missile in the Great True Chamber. We have a
Great
whopping
missile chamber.
110 missiles. So will we see... Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to encounter Life Row Tunnel without boost. That is, we have to do a pretty tricky bomb jump to make it over. The only thing is that you can't really get the Life Row Tunnel item itself. We're just gonna have to hope we can get this one, or get past you. Oh, unfortunately has fallen down.
Right, now you're gonna
be a reset unless we are going to see some possible spring ball cheese.
We're gonna see a thing called a half pipe bomb jump for being performed here. Basically, you're gonna lay one bomb, or nah. Oh,
Well,
maybe actually going for it.
does not look like it. That half pipe bomb jump is arguably one of the hardest bomb jumps or tricks in the entire game. There are some ways you can use spring ball to make it a little bit easier, but it's not trivial. I'll say that.
Jeff knows this site all too well, so it's
Me too, but
Yeah.
for different reasons.
so true. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be a reset. Yeah, I don't blame you. This is basically the way that any of these like really advanced bomb jumps work is that you're abusing the fact that you gain a bomb refill precisely, was it 3 seconds after you lay your
It
first bomb?
is, yeah. Before you continue, there's something I need to interrupt you, is that Reed is leaving Far Fendrana without Plasma Room.
Uh,
which is unfortunate.
that's not good.
That is a surprise that he did not go to security cage.
I'm bot diving for this real quick.
He is going to kick himself for that after this race. But yeah, it's 3 seconds after you lay a bomb. You can time 2 bombs within that 3-second window to get a full refill after you lay your last bomb before the refill. And you can lay a total of 5 bombs to make it out of there with some tricky timing.
Is it?
Oh, there is a small chance, because Rita's
Oh,
reset out of Thardus, but there is a small, because I know Jay likes this, we may be seeing an unmorph onto this pillar. Oh, maybe not. Could also be, oh, unmorphed and fell in the incorrect spot for it. And we may be trying to leave here, but the door locks.
that
And the last time we saved was quite far away. So
Yeah.
we're unfortunately going to have to fight Thardus a second time, which is pretty big time loss.
So Reed did not even think about climbing Vendrana's edge. He just jumped right in the water.
And it was completely logical. We have grapple beam. Oh, Dispize, unfortunately, once again taking a fall in life of tunnel. Just a series of unfortunate events from both players.
Yeah. I feel like Rutgers should have at least just started lower mines for that boost. And it's got to be in vent shaft. Yep, that's where boosters.
Vent shaft boosts would be rude. So I am curious if Despise will keep attempting this life grow clone without boost shenanigans. It's pretty tough. The half pipe bomb jump especially is very cumbersome. It's not fun. Kirby fan, why would you suggest such a thing? That would suck. Yeah, so this is just pretty unfortunate for Reed. You don't want to forget security K like that. Forgetting checks, it's unfortunate. It happens to all of us. I've forgotten to check something that had phase on suit in a weekly race, and I most certainly lost because of that. But, you know, the more you play, the better you get. So eventually that becomes not really a problem, but once again, happens to the best of us. So Despise has instead opted to save warp instead of pushing into Life Grove Tunnel more. Is probably going to enter mines through PPC. The best was here. Schwartz is unfortunately having some technical difficulties. We'll see if we can get him back on comms. Meanwhile, Spies going. So yeah, we're probably going to see PPC here. Vendrana is full clear on the Spies' side. Reed still having to take care of Thardus here. Clearly, the reason that we have to fight Thardus again like this is because of that helmet opacity. It just blocked plasma beam from Reed's field of view. Yeah, and we can't get plasma processing either. It would be pretty scummy if plasma processing ended up being phase on suit or supers or something. So the Spice has Spider Wall, but is trying to do the scan dash. It is technically faster if you can execute it well enough. There are also other methods if you want to get across the gap fast without Spider. There's a bunny hop, there's an R jump and a slope jump, stuff like that. Also, welcome back, Schwartz. Glad to have you. Nothing much. Dispize has given up on Life of Tunnel and is going to be entering
mines from the far part.
Yeah.
This fighting Thardus again is unfortunate. So I think what happened, Raid was trying to do a fight skip on Thardus. You can use the Spire track and unmorph onto one of the surrounding pillars in the room. And you can land there and then just do some jumps over to the door. But he unmorphed too far down the Spire track. So now that we have fought Thardus, Reed has decisions to make. Now, unfortunately, he probably has Security Cave out of his memory right now, so we'll just be pushing into the front of Fen. I don't think he's done Ruin Courtyard yet, so probably check that, then likely go into Mines, I imagine. Spies, meanwhile, also in the Mines, got a very healthy amount of power on, so we're not really going to have any trouble with drops. We'd also get a guaranteed drop off that Zoomer right there.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for me.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it is a good learning experience. As some people will say that every race is a lesson. I think Captain ND is a big proclaimer of that.
Ah, yes, Captain MD, the proclaimer. Proclaims many things. You listen.
Wow, Jeff and I said the exact same thing. And PPC not going to be our boost ball. So it could really be anywhere, and we could very well just not end up finishing with it if we are planning to skip it. But it seems pretty likely we'll find it in Mines.
I think it's going to be right here in the lead control access. This check,
Okay.
I'm hyping up this check right now. This is going
Alright,
to have
what is
a major in it because I find it to always have a major for some reason.
Okay, let's see it. I'm waiting.
Okay. Okay. Well, it had a major.
Had a major.
Not
Okay,
what
so
we
we're
were
not going in upper lines. We are going just straight for lower. We don't need boost for anything, so we can fully clear this out, do our cleanup. Reed also going to be save warping from Fendrana. Interested to see what he decides to do now. Then Chef not having what we're looking for. Reed is going into Chozo. Maybe thinking upper dynamo just like Dispize was earlier. Dispize got a little too close to that pirate and will now have to deal with some of its shenanigans. Thankfully that 100 missiles is getting plenty of use. Central dynamo looks like an E-tank, I think that was.
not interested in that. So.
No, we don't have supers or boosts to easily deal with these guys. We're going to have to take this little secret tunnel 2.0 over here. Or the wish.com secret tunnel, if you will. Okay, what was just an E10? Reed looked curious in getting that a second. Although I think Reed came back here also because of Vault, because I don't believe he ever checked it. He's probably quite relieved to know that he wasn't punished for isolating it, but at the same time, there's something else out there that he's
Not going to be very happy though. Meanwhile, Spy's getting bullied by the Metroids and MQA, as everybody does.
Thankfully, we have
a little
beats
drop
for
there. And I guess MQA wasn't boost.
it was the missile.
I think that's Ice Spreader and Moon Fountain.
Okay, that would check out as a black and white thing that I saw.
Reed also probably going to check out Flogger and Ghost here. Would grab something of an advantage if Ghost has Boost Ball. Jeff, I'm going to ping a SpeedGaming chat moderator to ban you. I cannot with those puns.
Almost a little too close to that glider.
Yeah, but did make it across okay.
If you're like too close to a grapple point, there's a chance that you will just drop the grapple. Be careful with that.
Please don't be Boost Ball. Okay, thank you. Fungal will be here as artifacts. Gotta make sure to grab that.
I wonder why all of the segments of the artifacts light up in thermal and not just the highlighted one. I always found that kind of weird. This is like the only artifact that you ever actually see in thermal visor, because this is like the only room that you actually see people use thermal visor.
Yeah. At least a few
Oh.
times.
Oh my gosh.
And
Dispize just
again,
got the
Metroid.
recoil animation while the Metroid was on its head.
Yeah, Metroid kind of sucked. Now we have to do a bit of a slope jump. It's a pretty minor one on where Dispize is standing. There we go. Is there a world where Reed wins this race from getting boost on ghosts?
Maybe. The thing is that Reed just probably thought that he did, or just at least thinks that he cleared out that whole area. So, yeah, Phazon suit is entirely unhinted so far. Well, obviously unhinted. We have not seen it anymore.
Yeah, we could get the hint, but by the time we do, the checks we have are very limited.
Yeah, it's really just ghosts and upper mines at this point that we have no info on.
Also,
We're
frigate, to be fair.
Yeah, but nobody checks frigate.
Nope, that they don't. Alright, Dispize just defenestrating that pirate out of the way. Now we'll be doing with OP. No supers, so we're gonna have to do some plasma beam strats and possibly some power armor strats. I'm using plasma beam for these armor plates, but I would recommend using missiles for rapid fire for these guys. 5 missiles per armor plate will do the job.
Usually some runners will choose to save their missiles in case they drop the one cycle, because missiles resist like OP's like tractor beam move better than your regular beams.
Jeff, you should be the one to do that.
Yeah, be
So
the
that-
change
that
you want to
means-
see in the world. Basically, OP is also weak to power bombs when. Ooh.
Unfortunately, shot a uncharged shot there. That deals just enough damage to put OP in the next pool. What you want to do is you want to fire an uncharged shot to the side so you get both, or 2 full charge shots. Does not look like it's going to be a one-sided with his damage output at the moment. After OP, when OP gets into a pool, or goes to a separate pool, 1 armor plate will be guaranteed restored. So yeah, we are going to have to do a 2-cycle here.
This is where we bring up the missiles.
Oh, Ghost is just a nothing. Unfortunate. Not even a little crumb for Reed to get through.
Yep, yeah. What Jeff said. The PB strat is particularly hard because of considering OP will not spawn in the pool that you're closest to. So you have to lay the PB, then get away from it, and then pull up X-ray, all in like a very short amount of time. It's not really optimal if you don't have boost ball.
Yeah, you do it in 21% because you don't charge me.
I mean, that's wild.
Yeah, it's also really hard. When you have boost ball, it makes it a lot easier since the time frame between pools is it's more lenient to gauge. And we get another parallel expansion PCA. We are not going to complain about that convenience. So
Wow.
Dispize probably going to continue into upper mines.
So at this point, it's probably worth to just stay in mines for clear, looking for phase also. And boost ball. Yeah, I mean, yeah, boost ball can't really be in any more places besides upper mines.
And frigate.
In for you.
And frigate.
We haven't even seen gravity yet. What the heck?
Yeah, that we haven't. That is surprising. It could just be in cargo freight lift.
The cargo freight lift gravity suit immediately into like a phazon suit would be really funny. I feel like we haven't even seen like supers yet either.
No, we're
So
missing more majors than you'd expect.
Yeah, there's got to be like a high density of majors like up here somewhere.
Yeah, that seems likely. I'd bet you Security Access Day is willing to be our boost ball.
I'm gonna bet Storage Depot B.
Storage Depot B is going to be super missiles.
I think this is boost ball.
Could be boost ball. I bet it's a major. Well,
Okay.
we are both wrong. The
Thank you,
seed
Seed.
looked at us in the face and told us no.
No
Yeah,
funny
we don't have
business.
boost ball, so we can't go into elite research from behind. So we're gonna have to go through waste disposal here.
Chozo Ice Temple was checked by Dispize, and that was just a retake.
Yeah.
Um,
So just on Despise's end, at least Findrana's fully cleared.
Yeah. Yeah, Reed's in a much worse spot. He's got a bunch of checks orphaned all over the place.
Yeah, more or less. Oh, unfortunately, let go wrap a little too early there and ended up falling all the way down mid 40.
That gap is like surprisingly hard coming from that way. I tried to
Yeah,
do a
it's
combat
weird.
dash off the turret onto the platform, and I like never make it.
You can, it just has to be a pretty darn good one.
Mhm.
And you also have to curve it like crazy. could very well see Main Quarry having progression. I'm still going with my security access A, I guess.
Is that, I think that's face on suit.
Looks like a suit. Couldn't quite see because we turned around real quickly. That's a suit. I think that is gravity. No, that is phase on. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we are in go mode minus boost.
And honestly, this is like a pretty good position. Boost ball like has to show up like really soon.
Boost ball. Like the worst thing is if boost is in frigate, but if you find gravity suit here, or even boost. Okay, security access A was supers. Phase on and supers right next to each other. I don't like that because now Biohazard is open.
Yeah, I think Biohazard's probably the worst place for boost right now.
It would be funny if boost was also here. Like we just had 3 majors chunked together. Can shoot this door through the crack to see what it is. Oh my god, that's gravity!
Wow. Well, yeah,
We're
there's
right
that.
next to each other.
There's that condensed
Upper
major group I
Mines
was talking
is
about.
crazy today. Oh, was that boost? I thought it was gravity.
Yeah, that was boost ball.
Oh, I was trolling. Well, even better.
There we go. Ooh, we're gonna.
Also attempting bar skip to get into mines. Well, this isn't actually too bad for Reed, at least, because we are entering mines from the top, so we're gonna get the most stuff out of this. Albeit, we're not going to be able to get storage depot A.
Oh, that's right. He's not going to be able to get boost, which is like the most important thing he needs right now. That's. That was a good one. There's boost ball. That is go mode.
That
for
is
Dispize.
go mode. Yeah, we can wrap the seat up, grab Life Grove, and be on our way to final bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty well played. The early start of the seed was a little questionable, but besides that, the routing was pretty solid. Only thing I could say to maybe improve it was we not fighting Thardus.
I'm fighting Thardus and honestly just starting mines from that plasma beam. Grabbing grabbing X-ray, and then that's what I personally would have done.
I know gravity was just chilling the leak research.
Hey,
There we go, Reed.
we're skipping Reed. Let's go. Let's see it.
You did slip a little bit. You're gonna have to find the way back up. You get a little bit of a high five here between the runners on very different ends of the randomizer spectrum.
One second.
Did Reed get Life Grove? I mean, surely, right? Oh, wait, no, just not boost. What am I talking about? I wonder if Life Grove Tunnel was gravity suit. Guess we'll see. Or not. We got you baited. Yeah, the artifact was not French vanilla. We are gonna have to do a little bit of Argent there. Nicely done. And we did not get life from tunneled. So it doesn't look like Reed managed to see where main Corey was. Fortunately, took the fall. Or rather, went to the save station first. So now we move on to good old final bosses. We have practically all the resources in the world. Short of Ice Spreader, that is. Are you going to encounter that Phazon suit? Where do you think Gravity's been lurking this whole time?
I mean, cargo freight lift honestly is not a bad option at this point.
That is always a funny location for that.
It could also be elite research.
Elite research will be very funny.
I kind of want it to be
4 majors chunked together.
Yeah, I kind of want it to be on Philip for a while. Be away from me.
That would be funny. We're also going to be securing the supers. I don't think gravity can logically be biohazard simply because of climbing up cargo freight lift.
Yeah, you can not climbing up cargo freight lift.
That's true. Gravity could not be logically required. That could very well just be it.
True, but I think that's unlikely.
Gravity cannot logically be had if it's required, because you would need to wall boost through it. And we got a Ridley fight from Dispize. Fortunately, no flyby skip to get today. Shut a little bit early, but we will be able to clean up the boost pole here. Just gotta wait in this little corner. Going in this space here when Ridley lands means that he's going to land closer to the spot. And what that means is that it actually sort of manipulates Ridley's AI to not dash at you because you're so close to a wall. Although it doesn't seem super consistent, it does work sometimes. And sometimes is better than no times. I guess we will get to see if elite research happen on something before. Just going to be doing some charging shots with a combination of a lot of missiles. No dashes, we're doing some good RNG with the first cycle. There's one. Fortunately overshot a little bit of attack there. So on the other end we're going to see Philip. Ooh, another dash, and did not hit the shot there either. Reed, unfortunately, not turning quickly enough. Now he's going to have to do fight Camilla. Another dash. Did hit the shot that time, but unfortunately got the invincibility glitch. Another dash. It's the 4th one we got so far. Looks like overshooting it. And another one. Oh. Ridley is being very rude. And we can make that number 6.
Ow.
Okay, Philip does not grab me. There we go. Finally wrapping up Ridley, putting an end to these dashes of terror. So now we just move on to Exo and Essence. We got both visors, beams, some beam combos, plenty of missiles. We are doing great. Now there is a faster method of climbing this room using a slope jump. Close to the doorway, you can jump onto sort of the veins of the room after that slope jump and make your way up, skipping the majority of these platforms. It is a little bit tricky. There's a couple different ways of doing it, but if you'd like to get through this room a little bit more quickly, you can try it out.
Yeah, it's a little rough. You have to like slope off of a little seam to the facing the doors, like to your right.
Yeah, it is indeed tricky.
And with the fission Metroids on your back, it's pretty hard to maintain.
So Lee Reacher goes to missile. No gravity suit there today.
So actually in cargo freight lift, that would be really fun.
Where else can it logically be even? If it is like logically accessible.
Life. Did Dispize check Lifecraft Spinner?
No, in fact, he didn't check Life Rule Tunnel either. Oh, good point. It could also be in plasma processing. So redoing a spinner run up here to make the spinner move without the use of boost ball. Well done. Meanwhile, we're going to be fighting Exo. He's going to be spamming a lot of charge shots. Okay, power first phase for this one is not too shabby, especially if supers. Using a second super, so you can actually use super missile in just one pretty mediocre charge shot if you want to deal with full amount of damage. Our wave ice is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
I would take that. The most important part about any exo fight is just being able to skip over wave phases. They are guaranteed the slowest phase of every subchamber.
Yes, with Wave Beam dealing the least amount of damage, the intention is to hit as many run-by shots as you can if that phase occurs. This next subchamber, once again, starting with power. Still not a big deal, especially with the supers in tow.
Reed is going to be attempting a quick climb here for ore processing, but that's Sanable and Neil. That hot dog with plasma and far fend is very unfortunate. So if you're not too confident with the front run buys, you can always just hug the little funnel there and run the way around. But if you do want to make your exo fight a little bit faster, I'd recommend trying out those run by shots. They look pretty tricky, and at first they are quite tricky, but eventually you can get a pretty solid time in run here. So now Reed has checked storage people people, and at the moment they only have a very select few checks left. So Reed may slowly be realizing that they have hot dogs somewhere. We're missing some shots there on Exo to deal with those shots earlier. So I see a fair amount of runners do this, and just might as well play it out for the sake of things going a little bit faster for you guys. Fully charged charge shots will always deal more DPS than partially charged or halfway charged charge shots, simply because the damage scales up much more quickly and pretty high.
By the time you lose charging up your shot all the way makes up for it in the damage it does.
Technically speaking, you would need one or the other. Well, unless you're saying you don't need either. There are chances where you can skip certain beams if the super combos and the stars align. It's not logical, and if you really want to skip beams, you probably want to be doing exoscoop.
You would have to do exoskip to skip beams.
The idea is that you would have a power beam phase before whichever beam you are missing, and use supers to hit run by shots and skip over the next phase if the RNG wills it. It's very unlikely and very risky if you do go for it, but it is an option. Just like that, with that last super, Exo has been taken down. Now moving on to the final boss. Got Octopus Essence. Or whatever it is. Squid kid. You're a squidder kid. Best method at the start of this fight is surprisingly standing completely still and letting Essence go through the basic animations. Now, when we stand away from the pool, it'll help guarantee that Essence ends up in front of us, since Essence always tries to end up behind you, and is dependent on which way you're facing in comparison to the pool. This seed had an OP artifact, and we had a Life Grove tunnel artifact with it being the Story Eagle A, so that's something.
Yeah, we had.
I was watching this match. It was interesting.
Yeah, we had all of our majors that we were looking for throughout the whole seed come to us at the very end. Very funny.
So Reed was about to go down with that pirate there, but that pirate, fun fact, checks for your inventory, and it will only try to fight you as long as you have Plasma Beam.
Mm-hmm. That's like one of like. It's like one of two only like actual inventory checks of the game. Every other like layer changed to text the item's location.
Yeah, I can't think of another inventory check at the moment.
The small room in Magmore that's like that you go underneath with the Triclops actively checks for space jump and will like try to.
Alcove.
I don't think it's alcove. I think it is actually space jump.
I want to say that that's alcove, to be honest. I do remember trying to bomb jump over it when I did the space jumping, sometimes succeeding. Now, Dispize is now doing some pool canceling. We can store a phase-on shot when we leave the pool and deal extra damage without spending any of it. And it looks like, oh, just barely not. Now, this final one should be it. We grab the thermal visor, we find Essence, and behind us being a little annoying, but that will settle it. That is GG, 206.20 for Dispize. Well done.
Joys.
We'll get them in for an interview in a second. And Reed Whaley has decided to DNF the race just after. We'll get them both in here. We'll also see maybe we can get their mentors in. Yeah, that was a seed. It was a pretty unfortunate hot dog with that plasma beam. Although I'm not sure if that would decide it, because Dispize did get plasma after. Maybe Reed would have had better routing to get that boost ball. Unsure.
I don't know. I'm not Reed Whaley, so I wouldn't know.
Well, but we will get to ask him here in a bit. So yeah, pretty good race. I did enjoy watching.
Did enjoy OKC. Would not play again.
Oh, and there we are. Welcome to the commentary booth, Reed Whaley and Dispize.
Hello. GG's.
GG.
Gee,
All right.
That was a
Either
rough one.
either I got something very, very important, or Plasma was in a miserable location in tree, or Boost was in a miserable location in tree.
What if I
Oh.
said that you missed it? Yeah.
What if I said it was in security cave at the top of Indrana's Edge?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
That's-
God.
That thing is never anything, and the first time in a long time it's been something for me at least.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I only thought about the plasma lock door. I completely forgot that room existed.
Yeah, that was.
That kind of
Oh.
figured.
Yep,
Yeah,
that did it.
Yeah, that
That
room
kinda
strangely
derailed
does
the
not have a
original
lap progression. Like you said.
Oh,
seen
I
it.
forgot that room existed. Gah.
That's it's you don't want to forget checks. We've all been there. But besides that, the race kind of went back and forth a little bit. I know Dispize your early game routing with going to Magmore first didn't really pay off. We had to do a pretty
Yeah.
lengthy backtrack. Reed did not do that, so early on Reed got ahead. But Dispize, you caught up pretty well. I think some of your movement and decision making were a little quicker there, and you managed to catch up quite a bit. Things kind of branched off with Reed going into Far Chozo much earlier than Dispize, which kind of changed something there. Like Dispize, you went to Farfen pretty early, but Reed cleaned up what he could in Chozo before moving on to Fen. And that was interesting. It made Reed find Spider Ball much earlier. But it also meant Dispize found Plasma and X-Ray before Reed. So was ahead on that front. And I was curious to see maybe if Dispize you were able to do like Metroid Quarantine A without Spider. I don't know if that was
Oh,
like, part of your
nice.
plan to maybe do it.
Nice, that's tough to pull off. Well done.
Well, I'm wondering if they can't or can do that, or are planning to, because without Spider Ball, that would probably be required if you still wanted to go into lower mines after being done with Fen. But did opt to save warp, so out of there. Either way, works. The boost was really elusive that seed, and it being locked by Plasma kind of adds insult to injury, even more so since it was in upper mines. And I'm also
yeah.
looking at it, and apparently in the credits,
but-
Gravity Suit was in plasma processing.
Behind
Yeah.
was boost behind the flamethrower door.
Correct.
Ah.
Yeah, that
that
was
annoying.
really bad.
But it did mean that Phazon Suit Supers and Boost Ball were placed right next to each other.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a weird
that-
one.
That was a bizarre seed.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that seed was all over the place.
Yeah, you don't really see majors piled together like that. It was very weird.
Early game was so empty.
Mm-hmm.
It was very
Very.
kind of empty, yeah.
Mhm.
While you did have the beams in early Chozo, getting them it was an entirely different story with how out of the way S-Chair was. All the
Yeah,
way in Fern
right.
Canyon. That's practically the farthest it can be within like the reasonable limits.
Yeah, that's the longest seed in a while I've played without space jumps for that long.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
like 35 minutes for me without a space jump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it. Yep. It was
Yeah,
bad.
both got it around that same time.
Yep.
Yeah, but besides that, the routing, it was mainly like just a few decisions that kind of derailed things, but most of the time you guys were just doing the same things, just a few things out of order. So that's the reason like the Spies got Plasma before you did, but got Spider Ball later than you did.
I would have never remembered that room existed. So,
Well,
It was very annoying to take care of Life Pro because you were forced to isolate it because Plasma or Boost was so out of the way.
right.
He
here's
was trying to be
security cave.
Yep, here's a security cave. You're a jerk.
It's
Yeah.
a good one to remember. Don't
It hurts.
don't
It's
blame the
okay.
check, blame the player. I don't know, something like that.
Oh yeah, that was completely on me.
I have felt a similar situation to this, and I know the feeling. Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's frustrating.
We can empathize.
It's okay.
Lost a weekly to forgetting what that Ice Ruins East was Phazon Suit. I never checked it.
Yep.
So
No,
happy
I went
with
through
it.
and just ended up fighting Thardus twice because I'm like, okay, I got Spider. I need to go check Ice Runes. Let me see if maybe I can sneak past. Nope. Okay.
That reset was pretty clever. I am surprised that you chose to do labs first before going into Farfun. What was like the idea behind routing it that way?
It was kind of a coin toss. It's like, well, we can do all of labs full, in reverse. We can just go ahead and take care of it, and then jump back with the we can either observatory dash and just go all the way back, and then like, wait, no, we don't even need to observatory dash. I took a safety save. Let's just go.
Yeah. Personally, I probably would have done Farfun first, just because you can get out of the way and then do labs, because labs will always be right next to you in Farfun.
Yeah.
But it's much harder to get back. You know, the learning experience. I am surprised, because labs was barren, practically.
Oh yeah, there's
Besides
X-ray. That was it.
X-ray.
Yep.
But that
just
X-ray,
X-ray.
it's basically in Farfun. Like, that X-ray was just at the very end of labs. Everything else was dead.
Yep, vanilla X-ray.
No,
way, that's thermal. I'm sorry.
Kind of.
Duh.
You're close. It's the visor.
It's still a
No,
visor. It
French-
counts.
It's
French vanilla
yeah.
visor.
It's
a
been a
visor.
very long week.
Yeah.
It's a
It
French
was-
vanilla visor.
It was weird up here in the comm booth because I felt like I had seen someone see X-ray like 3 separate times. Like I thought Ruined
Yeah.
Fountain was X-ray at the time. I think that was actually Ice Spreader.
Also, Vault
Ice Spreader.
Edge
And then
and
I
Chapel.
think Chapel I was saying was also X-ray, but
Those
it
were
was just
Alt Legend Chapel or missiles. Yep.
A little tricky to see, but I'm glad it was in a spot that was easy to see.
yeah, because it like was right in front of your face. And like, okay, yeah, that's
I don't-
X-ray.
I don't know if you also did this, but in Frigate Crash Site, we debated back and forth if that was actually super missiles or if it was flamethrower for a good 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard to tell what that was.
I NSJ'd at it like 2 or 3 times just to look at and double check. I'm like, nope, that's flamethrower. Okay,
was-
we're gone.
We were thinking it was either Wave Buster or Flamethrower.
Yeah,
And-
just the longer the seed went on without super missiles, I was like, was it Frigate Crash Site? Was that super
Yeah.
missiles? Like,
Yeah, if you're unsure, then always feel free to scan it.
yeah.
It'll save you a lot of trouble.
But then it's a funny conversation when we, at the end of the race, like, oh yeah, we thought it was flamethrower.
Yep.
Mhm.
But hey, you got validated.
Very true.
Man.
Are we just about ready to wrap up? Anything else to say about the match?
Nope, that was a rough seed, but well played, Dispize. GG.
Yeah, GG's. Yeah, it was a rough one for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
It
But you
do.
know what? That is a good learning experience, and it will definitely help in the races to come.
Oh yeah, I'll remember that room from now on.
Right? You'll never forget it.
Permanently etched into your memory.
Like I went through and cleared everything else. Like I went back and did Flogger. I went back and did like everything else I could think of, and
Yeah.
that ruin. It was just gone. It was out of my brain.
It'd be like that sometimes. But regardless, make sure to follow our incredible runners. They put on a great show for us. Fishing Boo already put in chat with !R. You can find them there. You can also follow the respective mentors, which is twitch.tv/La Competencia for Reed, and Nye the Bath, which is twitch.tv/Fabian777, I believe. And you can also follow Fishing Boo, the tracker. Thank you very much for managing everything. And you can also follow commentators, both Schwartz, Gandhi, and I. We both play Prime. Schwartz plays DK64, Echoes, Corruption, Prime. You name it, he
Yep.
probably plays it. Except for like 100 billion other games, but you know what, that's fine.
Special
Yeah.
shout outs to Nye for jumping in last second to be a mentor.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
Like
that
straight
too,
up,
yeah.
like last 30 seconds before we got started, we put out a ping, and he's like, "Yeah, I can jump in." It's like,
Absolute legend.
God tier,
Say,
nice.
He's got a match right now too. He's literally going back to back, like no break now. So he's a
Oh.
legend.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Absolute
yeah,
legend.
Check out that other race that's happening right now.
Yeah,
What
just
speed
started.
gaming is it on?
SpeedGaming 5. We got more Prime for you guys.
Yep.
That being said, I think we'll wrap up here. Thank you guys once again for racing. It was fun to commentate.
Yep,
Absolutely.
thanks for
Thank you for thanks for doing the comms for us.
Appreciate it.
For sure, yeah. Alright, then we'll see you next mission, Speed Gaming. Make sure to check out more Metroid Prime Mentor Tournament, Speed Gaming 5, and we'll have more matches for you during the rest of the week. Make sure to check the schedule, !NPR. You can find the rest of the matches upcoming.
Later,
Thank you once
guys.
again. We will
Later.
see you next mission.
Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
GG's.